hand so I can point to you so she can go to the camera, okay? So you have questions. You ready? So this is our celebration program, and the way our celebration program works is that for the past 15 years, I've been doing research and development on all the different creative arts program, all the emotional intelligence. I did study on the human mind, cognitive study, and I look at the pedagogy of education and look at how we can develop the most creative potential learner. So this framework was created based on the WOW dynamic framework, so that way you can apply creative dynamic, creative autonomy, dynamic wellness, transformative leadership, so that way you can develop a perfect sustainable dynamic. So to understand this is to understand the self. If you know this, then you know yourself. And you know what area you need to focus in for your learning to be able to connect to this creative potential being. Of course, unlike the festival, this was created for a 3 to 6 month program for more of a learning center. It's not as dynamic as the festival. We know this framework so well now that we can do it freestyle. Just like this weekend, we can freestyle this framework so it fit to your learner-centric mind. So you're thinking, you're guiding the program. But technically, this is a program. So there's different areas. The first thing you must know about the self. Most of us are educated at the national level. So at the national level, we learn about our nation, all the different industries of our nation, ideas of the nation. So that's why most of us have nationalistic thinking. We're programmed to think at the national level or at the human level, the global or the cosmic or the universe level, right? Higher up the education you go, the less you know about yourself. Because you know about everything else but yourself. So, understanding this, you have to understand to know about yourself, you have to go back to your tribe, your clan, your community, your extended family, your family, and then back to the self. Any question?
To make we go back to ourselves, we have to know our tribe, our clan, our extended family, and what is the purpose of knowing that? Aren't it going to, make a division for our own thinking? Because the tribe, the clan can influence our way of thinking.
That's right. Well, always remember, the nut does not fall far from the tree. Okay?
Yeah.
So just because you don't agree with your tribe and your clan anymore, doesn't mean you don't have that characteristic. And most likely, based on your perceptual, which is the way you have memory, association, and preference, most likely you will default back to there. Okay? And because remember, for a long time before there was government, there was a king. And the king had these dynasties, and these dynasties, you did what your father did, what his father did, and you built a dynasty. And then we created education, and we created, we broke away from the kingdom, and now we divide up, so no generation really continued to the next generation. Was your father a lawyer? Okay. Does anybody doing a job that your father was doing? Nobody, right? That should be the most dynamic. Because he already done it, he has all the knowledge, he technically can pass it to you. But now with education, we say, you can dream whatever you want to dream, and you can study whatever you want to study, and technically, you don't want to study what your family has studied. When my father was a teacher, his father was a teacher, I'm a teacher, and I have 8 generations of teachers. So I know about teaching. I knew it, and Tien and Jazz, they know about teaching. Because that's the family dynamic. Now in the modern day with education, we want to give you more dream, more hope, more vision, more freedom. But with more freedom, you have less dynamics, access. You're dependent on someone else to give you that dynamic. Otherwise, the king was not the power, it was all the dynasty that supported him to have the power. But that's a whole different story. Okay? So now go to the self. What makes the self? Well, we know, like I said, from the perceptual, your memory, your association, and your preference make the self. But that's all in your mind, right? That's all mental derivatives. And this is how you look at life. On one way, you're looking at me, but in another way, your eyes are projecting back at me, saying, "Oh, Haidai, that's not how I remember it." Or, "No, Haidai, that's not how I associate learning." Or, "Yeah, that's exactly the way I associate learning." And that's what you make to be true or not true. Same with preferences. Okay? Same with preferences. You have a religion that, let's say, doesn't like dogs. So your preferences naturally don't like dogs. Because your religion doesn't like you to like, for you to even touch a dog. Same with you. When you're a little kid, you got bitten by a kitty cat. Right? So now, when you come up to a kitty cat, you're like, "Oh, kitty cat, danger!" Because your association and memory says, "No." Yesterday when you drive with me, same. You must have had a car accident somewhere. So now every time your car comes really close, you're like, "Whoa, whoa." But that's all because your mind kicks into these memory, association, and preferences and says, "Ah."
It's like a trauma. Like a system of trauma, so it's same?
A system of what?
Trauma.
Trauma. It could be. Trauma can bring this up, but a lot of time it doesn't have to be that drastic. It could be, someone would say, "Oh, I don't eat fried rice." Why? Because, maybe you grew up and your parents didn't let you have fried rice. Okay? And so you just don't eat it. And then you ask, "Why don't you eat fried rice?" "I don't know. We just never taught to eat fried rice." Or we were never taught to eat that, or we were never taught to do that. And so these are programmed into your mind, and you default. And this is where I said the limitation of just mind and mental logic. It's already pre-programmed, whether education, this is why they talk about, well, if we create an alternative perception, we can shift your mind. So a lot of people needed that. They have to create a different perception to shift your mind. But a lot of your instinct and your emotional intelligence come from your aesthetic. When the kitty cat come up to you now, instead of being going, "Ah, kitty cat, danger," you should say, "Wait, that kitty cat looks harmless. And it's purring at me. And it's so cute. It's not like a vicious cat. So technically, that cat's not going to bite me like my memory is programmed to remember cat." And you can make that assessment based on your individual experience. Otherwise, if you have these strong preference and association and memory, then maybe you cannot be really successful because you're not dynamic. You're not using your heart. Remember your awareness, your empathy, and your
social expertise.
Yeah, your social expertise from this. This is where this comes from. This may come from it, part of it may come from here, but this is where the dynamic is. Also, same with social and cultural. It does this to you. It teaches you, like, for example, celebration. Okay? You would celebrate certain holidays. So now if I took that holiday from you, you're like, "Whoa." Like the Balinese, their culture have been teaching them to do ceremony every day. Same. The Muslim, they have to pray 5 times a day. If I took away that praying from you, it's like the best comparison I could say is like waking up and not brushing your teeth. You don't feel right. You can do it, but it doesn't feel right. Right? So this is based on culture. Same with enclosure. The Balinese used to only have 3 places: the temple, the banjar, and the market. And that's all they went. They went to the temple, the banjar, the market. But now modern Balinese has mall, has other places. That changes your dynamic. Perfect. Another one is land use. Right? Before, you cannot sell land. You didn't own land. You were just caretaker for the land. But now you own it. You can sell it. So your relationship to the environment is different now. Right? Because hey, that's not mine. I don't own this. I'm just renting or leasing. Or I just buy it, but it's not where I live. In the old days, you live at a place, that's all you lived at, and that's all you know. Same with your settlement. In America, if you fell down, you get hurt in my WOW house, you can sue me. That's the law. But here, if you fall down and you hurt yourself, that's too bad. I mean, I'm sorry. I'll take you to the hospital, but that's your problem. So it took away all these relationships and changed the self. Same with nature. You can name 5 logos. I can show you the McDonald's, the Coca-Cola, the Mercedes, logo, and you would know what that is, right?
Yeah.
But if I showed you 5 plants, you probably wouldn't know it. You're like, I don't know. So now your connection to the environment is also disconnected. So all this makes the self. Because it's all related to nature, to social and culture. So it's very important when you choose to recognize, so that way you can see who you are. Do you follow me? So it's easy to see who you are. You can quickly go, oh yeah, this is who I am, through all these aspects. But this aspect is the most dynamic because it can shift. You can change. Okay? Now, so out of 15 years of research, we had to look at what program can tap into the emotional intelligence. What program can tap into the dynamic wellness? What program can we use to integrate what we call the WOW dynamic wellness? Okay, the WOW dynamic framework. So we chose these 5 interdisciplinary, and you'll see why. One is creative arts, and the creative arts is not just about teaching you how to dance, how to do music, how to do art, how to sing or do theater, but we mix them. We use the arts to translate each other. That's why you saw Amy teaching you how to do drawing and then do painting, putting your wish onto a piece of paper and then putting that paper into the painting. From words to painting. Because what she's doing is she's shifting your creative mindset to not be stuck in any modalities. We use theater game, like with Mario, to tap you into your intelligence. Not just so you to be an actor, but we use theater games to motivate you to think differently, to act differently, to live differently, rather than to be an actor. So we use the creative art, the meta big picture, and connect you into all different ones. You understand? So then you naturally are transforming your emotional intelligence on the fly. So it makes the child very dynamic. Like in our program, we can teach a child how to dance red number 5. Now you're like, what? Red number 5? How can you dance red number 5? Well, normal people say, no, you can't. But to a child and learning to say, how does red make you feel? More vibrant? So how would you move vibrant? And what does 5 mean? More freedom? So vibrant and freedom, red number 5. You see what I mean? So it connects you to your emotional intelligence and translate and connect and fuse. That's the best thing about creativity. Creativity connects dots. Creativity makes something old into something new. Creativity allows us to be our most dynamic self. So why not use the creative art program not to teach individual art technique, but to use the art as a tool to fuse and integrate. Yeah? 2, new media. 1, the children love new media. You love new media. Who doesn't? You guys are glued onto your phone all the time. We love it. We love the visual. We love the music. We love the video. We love the photograph. We love the social media. So why not use new media to connect them into their multiple intelligence? Plus, the new media allowed them to regenerate the information quickly. Just like our festival. We are sharing it live. Just as soon as we finish this program, you guys will hit click to post, and anyone can learn from us immediately. Only with today's new media can we do this. Okay? Now, we also teach branding, communication. We use branding not to teach you how to create logo and be free, to have a job skill that you can work anywhere. If you have new media skill, after you do this, you can work anywhere. You can work in the village. You can design logo. You can do video. You can do photography. You have skills that can work anywhere in any place. This contributes to your sustainable freedom. Yeah? Then, permaculture. How to grow food so that way you can sustain yourself. Simple, like you said, the aquaponic that Jazz taught you that over there, for 70,000 you can grow tomatoes. You can grow your vegetables. You can learn how to create sustainable organic gardens. And with permaculture, permaculture is the technology of agriculture. So it makes agriculture more simpler. So if you do this, you are connecting with nature and the environment in the most simplest way. You understand? Just like dynamic wellness. You're connecting with yourself in the most easiest modality. You don't need to learn, years of yoga, martial art, Tai Chi, go do all this rigorous training. You can just simply design your own wellness by simple movement, posture, breath work, etc. Then active learning. Active learning is one of the most important. Active learning uses academic master program how to do research. So every learning process you have to do the research. You have to compare all the different viewpoints. You have to make assessment of each one. Then you use the new media to document it, so that way you have all this data so you can easily share it. Just like you remember Max, he learned aquaponic first time. But not only he learned it, he documented, he researched on it, he looked at the pros and cons, he looked at different systems, and when he's done with his aquaponic, as you can see out here, he also can give you the data, so you can take Max's active learning module and learn from it and add to it. You just have to give Max credit for it if you use any of his stuff. So then you have this lineage of learners after learners after learner sharing information. So every generation, we're not teaching the same thing, like in education. Every generation, they get better in their evolutionary learning process. Okay? Any question? You good? Anything? Okay. Last one is disciplinary art. This is very important because since the structure of learning is dynamic, you don't have to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning and leave at 3 o'clock, or we don't have to test you. We want you to be sustainable and dynamic. So you must have a disciplinary art. And I don't mean just go and learn yoga or martial art or Tai Chi or Qigong. Something that help you focus and discipline. some regimen schedule that make you move your body, discipline your body. Because nowadays, we good at disciplining our mind, right? But no one disciplined the body. And the body is where the action happens, right? So what happened is, we are good at using our mind. Actually, we overthink with our mind. We can't control our mind. Most of us, if our mind was our hand, we'd be talking like this. Because your mind is all over the place. Right? We can't control our mind. But technically, if we learn how to control our body, we can control everything. Because your mind is just a part of your body. But since you don't know how to control your body, and your mind is like uncontrollable, we have a lot of stress. So for us, the celebration program and the active learner must have some form of discipline training. And we mix. We mix martial art with, dance, with yoga, and we, like I said, we champur, we mix it up. For you. So it works for you. Even when you say, okay, I get up every morning at 6 o'clock and I walk still for 20 minutes. But I got to do it every day. If you commit to that, you have to do it every day. Or you have to do it on a very regimented schedule. So you force your body that I can do this. Because if you can control your mind, your body, you can control your mind. And that's where we think it's necessary. And so this is our interdisciplinary. And what we do is we bring in different people from different modalities and we integrate them into the framework. Once the artist, the technologist, the permaculturist, the master student, or the disciplinary student, teacher come in, they can integrate it into our system to keep it more dynamic for our celebration program. Does anybody know why we call it celebration program? Because learning should be fun, guys. Learning is our highest modalities for having fun. Even when you go to a party and you don't think you're learning, but guess who you're learning? You're learning new people. Hi, what's your name? Oh, what do you do? Oh, wow, that's great. That's learning. I'm learning about you. So learning should be this way because it should be like meeting someone new. It's like finding your true self, figuring out how that self is. Yeah? And then down here, very simple. I'll go through it quickly. Most education just teaches the skills. This is the basic. They teach a skill, but they don't teach you how to have imagination. So we take the skill, we apply creativity to it, and we increase the imagination. That's your intuition. We don't just teach you the logical and the literal, we teach you the visual, the music, the kinesthetic, the interactive intelligence. Interactive. So then that way you have multiple intelligence. Multiple intelligence and intuition is what? Wisdom. That's why when you come to Bali, most people, oh, wow, the weather's great. They feel their body. Because in their culture, they cover their body and they don't feel nothing. They get comfortable. But here, oh, the weather's nice. Oh, I smell incense. Oh, I see art. Oh, flowers. And all their intelligence is awakened, and they're in this imaginative space, right? And all of a sudden, they think they're spiritual. That's all it is. You wake up all your intelligence and you move into your intuition, you naturally find your wisdom. So we don't need to teach the children about wisdom. They can find their own wisdom. 2, most education is directed. I tell you what to do, how to learn, when to learn, how to do things. But we don't teach them how to self-direct. So we must use inspiration to inspire them to do it yourself. That's what I do. I get you guys excited, and then I say, oh, what do you want to learn? Then I go, okay, I already know what you're going to choose. but you think it's your idea because you have ownership of experience. Same. I don't teach you what we want to teach you. We let you choose what is it that you want to learn. So you have your own style. So you have connection with your own experience. Connection with your own experience and ownership of experience is what? Positive action. I can't show you positive action with this, except for at the last festival, you saw how the positive action that they want to take because they think they own this experience. They think that they have connection to this experience. It's my vision. This is my so now they have positive action. I can also prove most of you guys who graduated from college, got a degree, top of your game, but don't know what to do. You sit around at home after you graduate and you're like, I don't know what to do. What are you going to do? I don't know. Why don't you go get a job? Oh, it's not what I want to do. Right? I mean, there's a big group of people that are doing that. I like to say 60% of you guys are doing this. So that means out of 6 of you guys, 4 of you guys after graduation may not do what you want to study for. How about that? Is it true? I mean, these are some of the demographic that I got from education. 60% of the people after they graduate don't do their job or what they studied to do. Yeah, no, this is data. Same. We don't teach you guys to be learner. Most education you do a learner and you get a certificate. You're still a learner. Here, we have to focus you in lifelong learning and make you a mentor. If I'm teaching you this, you have to teach somebody else. That's why I say, take the knowledge as your own when we're done with this. It belongs to you. Do you want me to give you a certificate? I can. I can certify you. But technically, like I told you at the beginning of our exchange, learning exchange, if I tell you something and you know it to be true, technically, it's your knowledge as well. Do you understand? It's your right. Technically, it doesn't become your knowledge until you take action to it. Then, we don't just teach you basic information, we teach you how to use all the digital tools across. How to share the information, how to document the information. This is what you're also learning right here. You're learning that by the time we're done with this festival, you have this whole documentation of everything you learned accessible. So why should you take notes? Or should I test you on it? I could test you on it, but you can go to the Facebook page and just say, no, hi, 2 minute and 45 minute in, you said this. You see what I mean? So now what you got is multiple deliverable and integration of a mentor, and you have regeneration. Ta-da! Welcome to the celebration program. Yeah? Yeah, you like it?
Yeah.
Any question? Pretty direct, right? 3 to 6 months, and the student can be completely accessible. We have done it with children in Hawaii, where I won a case study for the NAMAC, National Alliance of Media Arts and National Alliance of Media Arts and Culture, which is the top nonprofit for new media arts and learning. Student, 14 to 16, after 6 to 8 month training, had the skill to open up the whole group, open up their own media center, and was billing $10,000 a month. To qualify for this at-risk program, your parents had to make under $10,000 a year. So these at-risk or at-hope children learned in 6 to 8 months, and they were able to make that after 6 to 8 months, $10,000 per month billing. So we know this stuff works. But it's like I said, this is a full program. Okay? All right. Thank you very much, you guys.